Let's talk about cybersecurity. What is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks.
We interrupt this boring-ass presentation to bring you the latest breaking news report. Good evening and hello world. In not so late breaking news, the city of Atlanta was hit with a massive, sophisticated ransomware attack a long time ago that crippled many of the city's municipal online resources and brought certain processes back 20 years to the pen and paper days. The breach occurred March 18, 2020 to be exact, and city employees recognized the attack on Thursday, March 22nd. The breach infected approximately 3,789 computers belonging to the city of Atlanta, including servers and workstations, and shuttered many devices at City Hall for about 5 days.
At approximately 5:40 a.m., Atlanta information management officials were made aware of an outage of various internal and customer-facing applications.
Courtesy this message found on some city computers. It referenced the information system had been shut down, and in it, a demand. Pay thousands in Bitcoin to get a key to unlock the hacked computers.
The attack impacted 5 of the city's 13 local government departments and disrupted many functions people rely on every day, including the police department records system, infrastructure maintenance records, and the judicial system. It significantly impacted law enforcement, temporarily returning police to writing incident reports by hand and costing the department access to nearly all of its archived in-vehicle video.
It's a big deal, arguably, to both sides.
Attorney Manny Aurora, like others in Metro Atlanta's legal community, is still assessing the impact on cases after Channel 2 Action News confirmed the massive March cyber attack on the city's network wiped out the Atlanta Police Department's dash cam archive.
It's going to most likely favor the state a little bit more because now it's going to be the officer's word about what happened on the street versus what the defendant has to say. And traditionally, the jurors are going to believe the officer more so than somebody accused of a crime.
It forced the manual processing of cases at Atlanta Municipal Court and stopped online or in-person payment of tickets. Residents weren't able to pay their water bills online for weeks, and it affected the processing of business licenses and renewals. City employees reported losing years' worth of correspondence.
Our information management team is working with the FBI, Homeland Security, also external partners from Microsoft, and Cisco cybersecurity incident response teams to help resolve this issue. We have been working diligently all day long to try and come to some type of resolution. With the briefing that we are holding now, it is our hope that we can provide as much information and bring you all up to speed with certainly not compromising the work that we are doing inside of City Hall to try and address this issue, which you all likely know is an issue that's being experienced by many companies across the country and also many other government entities across the country.
Faramars Savandi and Mohammed Mansouri, both believed to reside in Iran, were accused of being part of the SamSam threat actor group and launched the attack from an undisclosed location overseas using the SamSam malware. Officials said the two made updates to the malware twice in 2017. This new strain was found to bypass the process of phishing or illicit downloads in favor of exploiting vulnerabilities on weak servers. The malware uses a remote desktop protocol brute force attack to do what? Guess weak passwords until one is broken. According to a cybersecurity and infrastructure security agency alert, detecting remote desktop protocol intrusions can be challenging because the malware enters through an approved access point. After gaining access to a particular network, the SamSam actors escalate privileges for administrator rights, drop malware onto the server, and run an executable file, all without victims' action or authorization. SamSam was known to attack organizations that provide essential functions and must resume operations quickly and therefore are more likely to pay larger ransoms. The attackers asked for a ransom of 0.8 Bitcoin to decrypt each affected computer or 6 Bitcoin to decrypt all affected computers, roughly $50,000 worth of Bitcoin at the time. The ransom note directed the city of Atlanta to a particular Bitcoin address to pay the ransom and supplied a web domain that was only accessible using a Tor browser. The note suggested that the city of Atlanta could download the decryption key from that website. In the days following the attack, the web page that purportedly contained the decryption key became inaccessible, and the city of Atlanta did not pay the ransom.
And Jeff McGay is with us once again here. Jeff, this does seem to be a problem that is growing.
Well, it is, Jeff. The number of ransomware attacks across the country have gone up over the last several years. Usually these hackers target hospitals, school districts, big and small businesses, but lately they have had their sights set on local and state governments, and it looks like Atlanta is the latest victim.
Coming up next, we uncover why your next IoT device could be your last. Is your network relying on old servers with misconfigured security settings to get the job done? Do you often wonder whether or not your social security number should be your password for your zero trust network?
Well, then you better call
Nelsonic Networks. We're proud to say we've been servicing our clients' cybersecurity needs since 2022, and we can put our expertise to work for you. We can integrate security the SecDevOps way from the start of the process of developing your network, or we can come in and bat cleanup after your pathetic attempts at mitigating a network attack fail miserably. Let's take one case study involving the city of Atlanta, where they were the victims of a malicious cyber attack that brought many city resources to their knees. Had the city only thought to contact Nelsonic Networks, we could have provided them with guidance on how to protect their systems and helped them cover their cyber assets. You're asking exactly how could this attack occur? Well, it seems a brute force password crack on an exposed remote desktop protocol connection was the case. We here at Nelsonic Networks believe effective access controls are critical. Because this incident originally stemmed from brute force methods, understanding how to defend against such tactics is crucial. Specifically, if the Atlanta government had had more stringent employee access controls in place when the attack occurred, the cyber criminals may have been stopped before they could infiltrate government networks and launch the ransomware. After all, it's much harder for cyber criminals to crack passwords and obtain access to networks when employees' credentials come with strict security protocols. Valuable access control tactics can include the following: installing and properly configuring a hardware or software firewall with detailed and well-planned access control lists. Using a VPN for an encrypted connection to your remote network. Restrict access to remote desktop protocol instances by allowing only whitelisted IP addresses access. Set a company-wide complex password policy and instruct employees to develop complicated and unique passwords for their accounts, in addition to changing these passwords on a routine schedule. Set a strong password lockout policy that restricts unauthorized attempts for access to only a select number of occurrences before locking the account for a designated time. Implement multi-factor authentication measures that require employees to verify their identities in several ways, for example, entering a password and also answering a security question. Instituting the concept of least privilege by limiting employees' digital access solely to the technology, networks, and data they need to perform their job responsibilities, and no more. Segmenting different workplace networks to prevent all networks from being compromised if a single employee's credentials are exploited. In addition to proper access controls, a wide range of security software could have helped the Atlanta government detect, mitigate, and potentially prevent this attack. Although this software may seem like an expensive investment, it's well worth it to avoid devastating cyber incidents. Essential security software to consider includes network monitoring systems, data backup and encryption services, antivirus programs, endpoint detection products, and patch management tools. This software should be utilized on all workplace technology and updated regularly. Some examples of current technology we can implement include RDP security tools such as Zesty or RDS Knight that assist in protection of RDP brute force attacks. Regardless of the type of business you're in, one thing is certain. If you're a business owner today, you face cyber risks, which means you need to thoroughly understand your risk of a loss, how you would respond if a loss did occur, and what plans you make to prevent one.
What we need to do is we need to embrace the fact that cybersecurity is not an IT problem. This is something that affects every single one of us, and in an organization, it needs to start at the very top of the organization and work its way down every single level. We need to embrace training and education at every level for every person in the organization, for every student in school at every level. And we all need to be taking part in that ongoing learning. And it needs to be an ongoing thing. It's not a one-off case. I guarantee you I could come here and speak again next week and talk about a whole load of new scams that don't exist today. So that training needs to be regular. And what we need to do is we need to build our human firewalls. We need to build them high, build them strong, and stay safe.
So, once again, call
Nelsonic Networks
today for a free, no-obligation consultation on how we can take your cybersecurity
to the next level.
But wait, there's more.
Act now and we'll include this lovely hacker hoodie free of charge for the first 100 callers. Don't delay, call today.
Nelsonic Networks is not responsible for the content of this advertisement. You have been botted.
My name is Nelsonic and I approve this message.